Hi everyone, welcome to Krista's Curated Life. I am Krista and I'm a part-time reseller on websites like Poshmark and eBay. I'm back. Welcome to a what sold video. I do look slightly tan in this lighting. I'm back from Hawaii. I was basically away from my store for 2 weeks. Not quite, it was like 11 days. So we're gonna go over sales for 2 weeks. This will be September 7th through the 13th, and then I'm going to go through the 14th through the 20th, and then I'll give you the total numbers. So, and then I have a funny anecdote to put in this as well. So, from the 7th through the 13th, I left on the 9th, and so there were like 3 days that sales were. And sales are higher because I accidentally left my eBay store on when I left. So oops. So for the 7th through 13th, I had a revenue of $510.19, a profit of $326.87, with an average sales price of $30.01. Yes, I feel like I've been hitting that about a lot lately, and that makes me really happy. I sold 17 items. Like I said, I realized I turned Depop, Poshmark, Mercari off, but you know what the most painful one of all? eBay. I forgot to turn that one off. And so I actually had a friend ship a few of I come over and ship them out. She's also a reseller. Shout out Becca. You're the best for handling that because I was like scrambling. I had gotten like 3 orders before I noticed what happened. So I was like, I can't cancel 3 eBay orders, and some of them were good sales. So, and some of them were like a doozy. But anyway, that is what happened that week. And then for the September 14th through 20th, significantly less because I was like fully on vacation these days. I did come back on the 20th. I was back home at like 8 o'clock. So I had a revenue of $229.14, a profit of $150.57, an average sales price of $25.46, and I sold 9 items. Grand total of like the 2 weeks that I was mostly on vacation, I had a revenue of $739.33 and a profit of $477.44. That is like a little bit less than the average of what I make 1 week when I'm home, but it's like pretty close. So anyway, let's hop on into our sales. So starting off absolutely strong, we have these the Hustler ankle frayed jeans in Home Moves raw denim. These ones I had gotten at Turnstile, and I was in a hurry, and I think they were closing or something, and I saw them and they were in my size. So I was like, I'm just going to grab them. I do remember that they were $30, but I counted my cost of goods as nothing because I had in-store credit. And so because they didn't fit me and I missed the return window, I was like, I'll just sell them because I'll still make money. So they sold for $65 after 24 days, which is great. I mean, I doubled my money with that. I took home $52, so I would have made $22 had I, not had the credit for that. Next, I've had this cardigan for so long, and this is why you should cross-list onto Depop. This is a Boatin cotton cashmere blend purple cardigan, size 14. This was probably when I got it, and it says I had it this day listed. I had it listed for 50 days on Depop. That's just Depop. It's just Depop because when I got nifty, I started cross-listing a bunch of things over to Depop. I've had this for a solid year, if not 2 years. Had it a long time. Someone sent me an offer for $14 and I was like, it's yours. I took home $9.70. This is a not buy. I'm very picky with Boatin now, and honestly can sign most things. I have switched my method to I don't think I'm going to pull from my inventory anymore. Once it sells, it sells. Because before I picked up really bad items, and now I pick up kind of bad items. So they do sell. It just takes a really long time. I used to take things to Turnstile every once in a while, which is funny because then I heard Becky Park talking about how she just lets it live in her inventory. And I was like, you know what? I've already done the work essentially. So I'm just leaving things in, but I had like created a pile before I'd mentally decided that like 2 months ago. I'd created a pile of like 6 things that I was going to take out of my inventory because they were just taking up space, because I'd had them for years and like 3 of them have sold now. So that's further proof that I'm just going to keep it in my inventory, but I'm glad that sold. This next sweater took longer than I thought it would to sell, but I did list it in summer. This is a Denim and Supply Aztec sweater. It was a size extra large. Denim Supply is a now defunct brand of Ralph Lauren. And I had it listed for 70 days. It sold for $42. I did buy this at a normal Goodwill. I had $8.99 into it, so I made $24.61. Pretty happy with that sale. I was pretty confident because our Aztec print is really popular. I think at the time the sell-through rate was low, but I would have listed it in like May or at the beginning of summer. So the next sale is a bin find. This is a Marmot men's down puffer jacket. It had 700 fill. Someone had thrown this back in the bins, and I don't know why, because, I think they thought the zipper didn't zip, and they just didn't take enough time, and the zipper zipped so easily, because it looked like the zipper was split, but it was really just zipped incorrectly. I sold this for $50 on eBay. I got this, I had my cost of goods, it's $2 to get out of the bins. I took them $39.65, and it sold after 31 days. Next, on the 8th, we have this Porter and Ash men's shirt. It's like this button down. I put floral, linen blend. I also have coastal, things like that. I thought this was going to sell better. I did cross-list a Depop. I probably had this one. This one says it was listed for 30 days, but I bet you it was listed for like 2 or 3 months. But it sold for $17 on Depop, which I was really happy with that price, because when I was listing it, I was like, should I even list this? So I took on $12.44, excuse me. Next, on the 8th, we have a J. Jill tunic blouse. I put stripe, blue, white, coastal, lightweight, and 100% cotton. Normally when it's 100% of something, it actually says pure gel. So that's actually really interesting. This sold after 19 days on eBay for $19.90. I made $14.23. I love J. Jill. I love it so much. Next, this is a Wilfred Free Aritzia Autumn shirt jacket, also shacket, which I did put in there. So those are good keywords to do. I probably could have put Western in now, but when I listed this, that wasn't a keyword that I knew well. And so I put cropped, purple plaid, extra small, preppy. It sold for $30 on Poshmark after 87 days. I took home $22. This item was returned to me, but this is a Citizens of Humanity Isabel Rib tank in olive green. This sold on Depop after 18 days for $25, which this is crazy that I can sell a tank top for $25. Anyway, I think this person had sent a message, but I actually thought someone else had sent me a message that I was talking to, essentially. And so I packaged this order up day of and mailed it out. And then I realized that I had a message from this person, and they were like, hey, I thought this was a different size than what it was. Like, could you cancel the order? And I was like, I already shipped it, but like, feel free to, I don't know if you can do returns on Depop, but I was like, if you can do a return, just try and I'll gladly take it back. So this one, as of yesterday, is on its way back to me. The buyer was really, really sweet. I do hope they buy something from my closet in the future, but I got a few offers on this. I do think I'm going to be able to get the same price point. So this was $25 and I took home $19.53. Obviously that'll be refunded soon. Next, the fact that I paid for this at a regular Goodwill is a little bonkers, but I knew this style was phenomenal, even though I wasn't going to get a lot. This is a Y2K Banana Republic tank top. It's velvet. It has lace. I put whimsy, goth, fairy, Y2K. It literally fit under the umbrella of keywords. I sold this after 17 days on Depop for $18.70, which that was my 15% off offers to likers. This one had gotten picked up by the algorithm. I did pay $5.99 for it, which is like not, like I normally wouldn't pay that much to make that little, but I knew it would sell really fast. So I made $11.36. Next, this was a Mizzen and Main Spinnaker button-up shirt. And they have a few things. So there's like a trim fit, there's regular. Basically, if you ever want to know, Mizzen and Main has like a tag in like their care tag on the side hem, essentially, or the side inseam, whatever it's called. And it says the specific name on that. So if you want to get the name, you can do it there. It had a tiny little spot on it, but what's funny is I received a message. I had just turned off my store in Poshmark because this was on the 8th. I just turned my store off and I got a message, and this woman was like, is this shirt no longer available? Because I would take like the offer that you sent. And I was like, oh, I'm actually going on vacation. I'm leaving tomorrow. So I'll turn my store back on if you want to buy the item, and then you can buy it, and then I'll just like turn it back off. So she hit the cutoff. I had a package pickup scheduled for the next day for that. So that sold for $17 after 38 days. I made $11.60. I wouldn't say, well, my take, I would pick up Mizzen and Main at the bins. It normally goes for about $20 or less, anywhere between 15 to 20. I just listed a short sleeve shirt today, and I think I listed it for 18 or 19, and that was a size small. It's not a huge moneymaker, but it's still like a quality product that people are looking for. So I'd say if you find it at the bins, otherwise look it up. If you do find it at a Goodwill, it might be worth it. I ended up taking home $11.60 from that sale. Next, we're getting into the items that I sold. Well, I thought my eBay store was off. So we have a Lululemon Ebb to Street rib tank, size 12. And I featured these in a video where I had like 12 of these. And this one's like the first one to sell. So I think I need to lower the price on those. They sold after 33 days for $29.67. I had $10.99 into these because I bought a bunch of them at once. So I made $13.70. The next order is a Victoria's Secret new with tag like lace underwear bundle. Both of them are new. I just want to say, and I'm not going to say what this person said to me, I've never had anything like this happen on eBay. I received the most inappropriate message about these underwear, and it was someone that had like 300 or 400 feedback. Like they had a lot, and it was all positive, but it was sexual harassment. So not pleased by that, but I'm glad that like we can just report that things really easily. I don't know if that person is still allowed to be on eBay, but the message was so inappropriate. Anyway, this bundle sold after 20 days for $12.90, which frankly is nothing, but I knew I would make money off of both of these. I took home $8.15. The interesting thing is like yesterday or the day before in the mail, I did just get these back as like a return to sender item. So I shot the buyer a message. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Who knows? So maybe I'll mail it again. I don't know if their address was off. The last thing that I needed my friend to ship out was this Free People All I Need embroidered top off the shoulder green smocked boho. This sold after 32 days for $16.92. I also believe that was my 15% offer. I think it was listed for $18.90. I made $11.42. And I'm looking at my math. For those last 3 sales, I made just enough money to like cover what I paid my friend to ship them. But hey, that's the joys of running a business. On the 9th, I sold this John Varvatos men's Henley short sleeve. I've never found John Varvatos before. I actually found this at a thrift store when I was thrifting with my parents in Wisconsin in August. And my mom did a trade because I found like a bunch of Athleta stuff for her. And so she was like, what do you want for these? And like, to be honest, like most of my friends, depending on how easy things are to sell, I'll just like be like, you can give me what I paid for them at the bins, which like was $2. I was possibly going to consign some of those things, but I remember I gave her the, is it the Vinyasa wrap? I think that's really popular. And then at least two of the Athleta Stash Salutation pockets, which are my favorite leggings. I'm wearing them right now. I do really like to sell those, but I've never sold them in plus size. Those are in pretty good condition. And then there was like a Coolie Bar top. But anyway, it was like a good bundle. And so I did a trade. This day I found this and a Johnny Was shirt new with tags for like $6. So my mom was like, I'll just buy these for you because you got other stuff for me. So I have my cost of goods marked at 2, but this shirt sold for $34.90 after 14 days. I made $29.09. Home run. Home run. This next one is Nike men's dry fit, just standard like basketball shorts. They were brand new, and that's why I grabbed them. They were also a size extra large. They sold for $22.90. I took home $16.99. Next on the 13th, this is an Aerie, Offline by Aerie short sleeve, green like corduroy jacket, raw hem. I'm trying to test out selling things that are Aerie that aren't like their athleisure things that I guess. I've had decent luck so far. This sold for $19.90 after 25 days on eBay. I made $13.89. Next, we have a Polo Ralph Lauren cable knit sweater. It's wool and cashmere. I also put academia, preppy, coastal. This sold after 37 days on eBay for $22.87, which I think is my 15% off offer. I made $16.57. Happy. I love selling Ralph Lauren. Very happy with that. Next, we have a Torrid Balconette Underwire Lightly Lined Bra. It was a size 44B. I don't sell much in Torrid anymore, but I do have really good luck with their bras. This sold for $16.92, which I'm also assuming is my 15% off. It sold after 49 days on eBay, and I made $11.54. The next one, this is one of my items that I had in that get rid of pile that it just sat there and now it's sold. This is a Torrid women's poncho. It's a plaid sweater, zipper front, beige. It was like a small, medium size because at the time when I picked this up, I was selling a bunch of ponchos and I was like, should I try it? It sold after 312 days for $16. I made $10.41. Look, if I'm going to make $10.41, I'm fine with that, but I want to make it within 90 days, not like a year. So not pleased with myself. This one, guys, this next one, the antithesis of Y2K. The antithesis. This is a Y2K Forever 21 spaghetti strap tank, brown sequined, 100% silk. This goes back to like the fact that these fast fashion brands actually used to have really nice fabrics, and it goes into like how now everything is made with artificial fibers and we're still paying higher prices for them, but they're really bad quality. The V-neck on this, it was so dainty. The zipper, hot take. Okay, so this sold on eBay. Depop does a really weird thing when your store is on vacation mode, and I do not like it because essentially it doesn't tell buyers that you're on vacation. It leaves all your listings up and active. On like Poshmark, it says not for sale. On Mercari, it says inactive, and eBay, it just like says your seller's away. I've actually always left my store on so people could buy things while I was away. So I actually don't know what it looks like if like you can't buy it because I know people turn their store off. Anyway, on Depop, you can only tell if you go to purchase it and it says you can't buy it. And so this got picked up in the algorithm and it had like over 400 likes. I had at least 15 like comments or questions, like messages off this top specifically. It 100% would have sold on Depop, like full price, but I couldn't sell it on Depop because I wasn't there. So that's my gripe with you, Depop. Be better. I guess you don't have to. Like, they'll do whatever. So anyway, this sold for $28.90 on eBay after 21 days. I get this at the bins. I sold it for $21.89. Y'all, this was so pretty. This next one is one I actually turned my stores back on the 19th. I didn't have sales for a few days. This is the Athleta Beachside Bali linen shorts. To be honest, I almost didn't list these because they did not have a good sell-through rate at all. But I was like, Athleta linen is still really nice. And I know a lot of people disregard Athleta because the value has gone down. It's like Lululemon. You can't get the initial price that you used to get it for. but you can definitely still make money off of it. And so this is a testament. I sold this on Depop after 15 days for $16. I got this at the bin, so I made $11.48. Our next sale on the 19th is this Mirameca Peretta Razzimato dress. Don't come at me. I put art to wear, white, stretchy, black. It also was an extra large. This one I featured in like my favorite consignment haul video, and it sold for $55 on Poshmark. I got this at their $2 sale. $2 sale. I made out like a bandit. So I made $42, and that sold the day I cross-listed it. It had been up on eBay. I had, for my first week that I was on vacation, I had like 2 items go for sale a day. And then my last week of vacation, I thought I had things scheduled, but I didn't. So that sold the day I cross-listed it. And then on the 19th, yes, I brought my laptop and I cross-listed things on vacation. I was also editing YouTube videos on the plane. So I'd like to say committed. I like doing it, but it's been actually hard for me to get back in my work brain, essentially, or like reseller mode. So that one, I made $42, which was really exciting. The same thing happened with this Unreal polo shirt. It sold for $22 on Poshmark. Same day I cross-listed it, I made $15.60. I did get that one at the bins. Also on the 19th, I had this J. Jill sweater. What's interesting about this one, it's a mock neck, which people are saying is out, but like frankly, I can sell mock neck and cowl neck. Not all of them. I did have one J. Jill sweater that took forever. But this one was only a size medium, but I thought the style was really great. I also am just a sucker for J. Jill. If there's one brand that I get in hot water with, it's J. Jill. It's J. Jill. After 84 days, which is not great, but I picked it up and listed in the summer. It sold for $17. I made $11.60. I just knew I could sell it. That would also be a great item for me to have taken a turnstile. All right, we are on our last 2 items. This next one is a Talbot's cardigan. I don't like selling Talbots. Talbot scares me, but I know like Becky Park sells a ton of them. This is a Talbot's cardigan. It was merino wool. I put the fleur-de-lis because that was a pattern on it, also flora, and it was a 2X. It's in great condition. This sold on Poshmark after 98 days for $30. I think I did get a few lower offers, but I knew if I waited, I would get the right price. I ended up taking home $22 because I got that at the bins. Our last sale, not a good one. I must have had this listed for $12. Oh, because this was a bralette. Duh. This is a Victoria's Secret Dream Angel Lace Unlined Racerback bralette. I do pick these up anyway because they're so lightweight and they're easy to list. They sold after 100 days for $9. Don't come for me. I did make 4 or 5. That's not good. It's not good. Normally I list them for $12 to $14. So this one was definitely like an offer to like her. And then offered for $9 when it was 12. It's not good. But anyway, I do like taking these out of the waste stream. To be honest, I should probably just like compile them until I can bundle a few together because I do find them. But anyway, I'm back from vacation and those were my sales. Basically, most of them were when I was away. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. But I'm so happy to be back with you guys and giving you what sold videos. I do believe these are your favorite videos from my analytics. One thing I do want to say is like, as like my channel grows, I have a lot of people that regularly comment or that do regularly watch my videos. And one, I wanted to say absolutely thank you for that. I'm really happy for like the community that we're growing here. Like the questions and the comments we have, a lot of it is really, really helpful to me and I'm sure to others. But what I would love, because I only see your guys' YouTube handles, if you would write what your name is and possibly like how long you've been reselling or what you've been in, what got you into reselling, how long you've been doing it essentially. And then also, as I usually ask, or you can just say, what's your favorite thing that you sold this week? I love hearing like what gets you guys excited because I know like there are some things that I just get so excited about. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. if you like reseller content, specifically my reseller content, I would love if you guys like and subscribe. But I'll see you all next time. Bye.